Hey, William Leffler here for Trib Total Media. It's July, but we are counting down to the 32nd annual Richard Caligiuri City of Pittsburgh Great Race. And we're going to have some training tips, and we're going to look back at the history of this classic. The 10K is a classic distance. The 10,000 meters, as it's known, is really the bedrock of competitive running. And what I'm going to try to do, if I can get up to speed of 88 miles an hour, is try to go back in time. And it's been a while since I've done this, so you're going to have to bear with me. Where am I? Excuse me, what year is this?
1977. Why?
1977. No, seriously, what year is this?
1977.
1977. Okay, and you are Don Slusser.
Yes, yes.
And there's an event coming up that they're starting in Frick Park. It's some sort of
the Great Race. Yeah, the Great Race. Pittsburgh Great Race.
And this is the first year for it?
It's coming up this September, yes.
Okay. And you've run how many of these? Well, you haven't run any
I
of them.
haven't run any. 1977 is the first year of the race.
But hypothetically, if this was suddenly 2009 and we were talking, how many will you end up running once the future plays itself out?
I'm going to run them all. I'm going to run them all, yes.
So that makes you a perfect great racer.
That makes me a perfect great racer.
Okay, and a perfect individual, too.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Okay. And you tell me a little bit about the first great race. How many people do you remember being in it?
There was just under 1,000 runners in the first great race. No entry fee, too, which is amazing.
No entry fee. And they recorded your time how? What did they give you when you crossed the finish line?
When we crossed the finish line, to give us tongue depressors with numbers on.
With numbers on it.
Mm-hmm. Then they moved to a Frisbee. They went to a high-tech Frisbee with a number on the inside of the Frisbee. The problem came whenever everybody decided to play Frisbee catch.
And then
everybody, that's right, if you picked up number one, you won the race. It didn't matter if you ran 50 minutes or so on.
See, some things are better than they used to be. But the great race, though, is obviously it's a downhill, it's a net downhill.
It's a net downhill, but there is an uphill at 5 miles.
Right.
And that's where the speedsters run into some trouble. They take that as a 5K race, they hit that hill at 5 miles, and they pay a terrible price there.
As far as training in the heat, there are a lot of things to remember about training in the heat. One is you want to try to avoid running on blacktop because that absorbs the heat, but you might not have much choice. You want to wear sunscreen. What else as far as training in the heat? You're a good heat runner.
I'm a very good heat runner. Staying hydrated is important, but typically for great race, that's not an issue. I can remember so many years where it's just been the perfect fall day for the great race where heat and humidity is not a factor.
If I remember the Boston Marathon 76, the run for the hoses. It was the hottest Boston Marathon on record. And what was your finishing place?
Well, I happened to finish 9th that year.
9th.
Because I was a good heat runner.
Top 10 Boston Marathon. Okay, now I have to get back to 2009. How am I going to do that? Question is, do I want to get back to 2009? See, 1977, 2009. Let me see. Disco versus emo. Chevy Chevette versus the hybrid. The Michael Jackson 5 versus... Never mind. Man. Huh. What are those?
These are the high-tech training shoes of the 1970s.
Okay. I'm going back to 2009. Okay. Don, thanks. See you at the starting line.